Our teachers are using the SAMR Mile to redefine what learning looks like. We're focusing on apps that help students to create authentic content.
In the past, we'd always just give the students paragraphs of different situations that are either going to increase or decrease the supply or demand of a certain product in the economy. And the students would have to read the scenario and then graph the change onto whatever plane we gave them. This past unit, or this past semester, we actually used educations to have the students dictate their own scenario into the iPad, and then they graphed the scenario as they were talking, similar to Khan Academy, which is a guy that's become quite famous for doing this. So the students were able to become their own professors of what created an increase or a decrease of supply and demand in our economy. And what was so neat is that with their logins, they were able to go home that night and before studying for the test, instead of just looking at graphs that may have not made sense without my voice in the background, they were able to actually go in and listen to themselves and their peers in a whole bunch of different situations and really kind of see, okay, would I increase and move the curve to the right in this scenario, or would it decrease and move to the left? So it was a way for them to extend their knowledge by talking through something and actually having to graph it. And everyone always says if you can teach something, you really understand it. And this was a great way for me to see if they actually understood it, because I could also listen to all of their discussions via my website access as well. Well, it is nice because you can almost pose their scenarios then as like a bell ringer for the next day. And a lot of them get very creative with it, which I think really increased the student engagement in my class, because they're a lot more exciting than me just talking about prices to a football game that I wanted to go to going up because there wasn't a high demand, or there wasn't a high supply and there was a high demand. But this way it was more personalized for things that they could relate to, and as cool as all of us are, sometimes we need the students to liven it up a little bit every so often too.